This is episode 52 with Amanda Francis.
Every ounce of your being is made up of molecules of energy vibrating at different frequencies that determine your experience here on planet Earth.
This podcast's intention is to inspire you to elevate the vibration of your energy for yourself and for all of us. This is The Elevator.
Hop on in and ride into the ethers with Britt and Tara of Elevate the Globe.
Energy follows thought, energy follows feeling, energy follows words, energy follows imagination. So I was just imagining, thinking, feeling, etc., what it would be like to have those numbers in the bank and what it would mean to have money. And because having money meant you can put a down payment on a house. Having money meant you can get approved for anything you want when you just share a screenshot of your bank account. Like having money kind of was a game changer if I was going to be a wealthy woman. So eventually it was required.
We want to thank our sponsor by Erica Elizabeth, which are these beautiful adaptogenetic elixir blends that we've been talking about because we just love them so much and have been using them in our morning routines quite often for the last couple months now, and just love what Elizabeth has put together in these blends.
Yeah, so if you guys are not yet taking adaptogens, we highly, highly recommend it. So in some form, we're always wanting adaptogens to be a part of our diet and a part of our everyday practices. And if you don't know much about them, adaptogens they're a class of herbs. So they're herbs that are put together and they work with your nervous system to adapt to perceived stress. So the actual herbs from the plants that help the actual plants can help our body. And so it helps us get out of fight or flight mode, and it helps our nervous system to stop just fighting off everything and working on overtime, which is where you start to get into, adrenal stress and so many different body issues that a lot of humans, and especially women, are facing these days.
Yeah, and there's actually a new line, the Feminine Flow line, that really focuses on women's health and really is helping empower women to live really beautiful, abundant, blissful lives. And we're loving these 3 blends. There's the Feminine Flow Elixir, the Rose Elixir, and the Shatavari Elixir blend. And we want to talk a little bit about the rose blend.
Yeah, so we're really obsessed with roses recently and just using the herb.
It might be because Valentine's Day had just passed.
That's true, but not really. No, really, been really realizing the power of rose as an herbal medicine. So the actual petals and the fruit, which is the rose hips of the rose, are really powerful. So they're actually mildly sedative. They're antiseptic, they're anti-inflammatory, and anti-parasitic. So they're really good for supporting the heart and the heart chakra, and great for lowering cholesterol. It's actually a mild laxative, and it's really been called the mother herb because of the nurturing and comforting effect on the body and the mind. So, this one specifically that Elizabeth uses is a pure, organic, sustainably sourced Egyptian rose, and she grinds it into a fine powder, which is so easy and perfect to consume. So it really relaxes our body. It uplifts your mood. There's a reason why people give roses on Valentine's Day and to people they love, because that's the energy that it carries. So, using this as a part of our wellness practices and a part of our routine is amazing. And we really love this one. So you can use this in an elixir, or you can put it in your smoothies. Really use it however you want. And we're excited for you guys to try rose too if you haven't used it already.
And head on over to buyericaelizabeth.com and you can use the code ELEVATE for 20% off and try Rose and any of the other blends. And we really love them all.
Yeah, make sure to tag us on Instagram as you guys are drinking them. We love seeing
we love it.
all of you guys getting into the things that we love.
So you guys, we are back and we have an incredible guest for you today. Her name is Amanda Francis. And if you don't know who she is a badass.
Yes, and we'll tell you guys more about her right as we get into the episode. But we are really excited to have her as a guest and bring her to you guys on the elevator because she is so inspirational and she talks about manifesting and money all from an energetic and spiritual perspective. And she's really built this beautiful business and built a life of her dreams. And yeah, we love what she's doing. She's really, somebody that inspires us to go bigger with our message and to help more people and just go big with life and with our spiritual businesses and be really unapologetic about it. So we're excited for you guys to kind of dive into this money manifesting topic with her and with us.
And we'd love to see what you guys love, what your favorite part of the show was. So if you want to screenshot your favorite part and tag us at Elevate the Globe on Instagram, we'll be reposting, of course, as always. And if you haven't left a review yet for the elevator, we would love to see it. And if you screenshot your review and send it to us at the elevator at elevatetheglobe.com, we will send you our Magic Morning checklist. And with that, enjoy the show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the elevator. We're so excited to have our guest today, Amanda Francis. So Amanda Francis is a self-made multimillionaire, digital course creator, and soulful business guru to the tens of thousands of women who follow her and do all of her work, which is including us. So we're so happy to have you here. And yeah, you do so much to empower women and to really help people design the businesses that they're so obsessed with and really live their purpose and share it into the world. So thank you for all that you do. And thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Love it, Amanda. Thank you. And so the first question we always ask everyone who comes on the elevator is just to give a little elevator pitch of who you are and what it is that you do from your own perspective.
Oh, wow.
I know, this is a fun one.
It depends if I'm talking, to myself or to someone not in the industry to myself, like in my own head, my career is being the money manifesting queen. That's my job. My job is to empower women around finances, abundance, wealth, and money. I think women have been taught that it's not okay to want more when it comes to wealth. So typically we're not clear on what we want, and then we feel guilty for wanting what we want. And that's like my whole fucking mission is let's just like blow that all up, earn, attract, and receive in big ways and be the most powerful forces in the planet. I think women like us need to be the ones that have the resource of money. So that's how I would describe me. To someone not in the industry, I might say I own a company that creates online training programs because that's, the thing that I sell is digital courses. To someone in the industry, I might say I'm a high-level mentor to women entrepreneurs and a course creator. I mean, I do a few different things.
I love it. I'm sure you have like 10 elevator pitches.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we love that. And, it's so important to empower more and more women. And we see that so much where people, feel that they're not supposed to earn because they're spiritual or because of, whatever reasons that they've come up with. And you've really helped us to break through so many limiting beliefs and really go bigger and continue to go bigger. So we would love to just have you share a little bit more about how you've done that and what your journey has been to kind of getting where you're at now.
Yeah. Well, I think It's funny. Money limiting beliefs and like kind of fucked up patterns with money tend to happen to people no matter whether they like come from money or not, right?
Right.
Like viewing money in unhelpful ways happens no matter what your background is. But my background was a home with tremendous, tremendous fear around money, just so much fear around money, not a lot of money to work with, but disproportionate fear to what there was to work with. Like we have food, and my mom was like in terror that we could end up on the streets every moment of my entire life. So like, I think I just saw disempowerment around money in a woman every moment of growing up, right? And I remember thinking, well, that's never going to be me. So being like a pretty logical, practical person, I was like, well, I'm going to go to job. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go to grad school. I'm going to get a good job and make a fuck ton of money, right? And somewhere like in the college part and the seeing how the career part was working out for people, I was like, oh, the degrees you have and how hard you work and what job you get don't seem to have a lot to do with ultimately having money or having like sustainable wealth, right? So I started around like, I've been playing with manifestation my whole life, but around like college, grad school time, I started noticing that like money seemed to be a vibration. Like no matter how much I made, if I started making more, I had the same amounts in my account. And no matter how much I made or didn't make or spent, I had the same amount of debt. And if I paid off some debt, it went right back. And I just started seeing that like we're an energetic match. We have an expectation around how much money we are and aren't available for when it comes to earning, saving, keeping, having debt, like all of it. And I was just playing with this, and I was playing with like why I believed I couldn't be someone with money, why I believed I couldn't be someone that could pay for things without debt. And like, all the, I don't come from a family like that. It's not how it works for me. Like all that kind of stuff was just there. And so I guess I started working on my own limiting beliefs, my own expectations, and my own dynamics with money for a lot of fucking years. And I became pretty empowered around it and was growing my life coaching business quite well and was helping other people with mental health backgrounds, other therapists start their own coaching businesses. And all of this was going on. And I don't know. I mean, that turned into being someone who became a business coach for coaches, then someone who created digital courses for women, and then someone who owns a multi-million-dollar brand that is I guess, financial empowerment and personal development brand. And yeah, here we are.
Just wave the magic wand.
I mean, it's been a fucking journey, but here we are. Yeah.
It's funny. We've been following you throughout your journey. And what I think we really admire in you is your just ability to just not give a fuck about what people really think, and how you just kind of don't have any, whenever you have a limiting belief, it's like you just kind of turn it around and you blow up your life in huge ways every year. And it's really inspiring to watch. And it's really like you're living what you're teaching so beautifully. And
thank you.
And yeah, it's really, it's awesome. And so for people just to kind of hear a little bit of inspiration, like how is it that you're blowing these things up so fast? I know that there's momentum behind where you're at right now. There was so much that went into it, but you just blow things up and you just are like, I don't give a fuck about what anyone's doing because this is going to be my new reality. And it's just unapologetic, and it's in a beautiful way of like, it's, so just how would you like tell people like you're actually doing this?
Well, okay. So one, you don't have to operate in the dynamics or constructs of someone else's reality. Like we're all creating our worlds and how we see and perceive the world and how the world interacts with us all the time. We're all reinforcing these dynamics continually. And the way it works for someone else has nothing to do with me. So that would be one thing. And then if we know that all limiting beliefs are lies and all thoughts and feelings and frequencies that don't feel good aren't things we have to believe, then we can create, anything we fucking want. And so I get rather bored rather easily. So, I mean, I don't know. That's the whole thing. I'm bored. I know I can rearrange it all. I know I can create whatever I want. And so I do. And what anyone thinks about that is really irrelevant.
And that's why we love your attitude. It's like, it's just irrelevant, whatever anyone else thinks.
Yeah, it's completely irrelevant. I mean, like, and I do have tunnel vision.
Okay.
Like, and I do stay in my own lane and I do focus on myself and all of that. And that's helpful, but you will be aware of other people doing stupid things and you will be aware of other people saying ridiculous things about you. Like all of that will be somewhere in your awareness, but how much are you going to let it mean to you? You know, like how much space are you going to actually give it? Or are you just going to like go on about your business, doing your thing and doing what you believe you're called to do?
I love that. So did you always have kind of this like confidence and just knowing, or has this been something that you've really developed a lot? Because I think that's where a lot of people have some resistance about like, well, I would love to be that way. And I agree with you completely, but actually executing it and living it can be more difficult.
Yeah. I don't know if it's confidence as much as it's like annoyance. Like I just can't be fucked with people saying things that I don't need to know, hear, or think about. I mean, okay. So I don't know. Like I think I know a lot of people doing really cool shit in the world. I don't think anyone feels confident. Like no one feels confident all the time. You just feel like there has to be something more important than your doubt or something more important than the limiting idea. Like it's more important to me that I continue to do this thing and stay on this mission than the fact that like it's uncomfortable some days or people say crazy things some days. Like you see it, like when something happens that knocks you off your game or whatever, you need to like notice it, experience it, feel all the fucking feelings, grieve and cry and be angry and whatever. But then it's like at some point, are you going to get back to work? Are you going to let it stop you? You know?
Right, exactly. Well, I like it. So it's very empowering because it's like you're taking control of your own reality and you are really creating from a place of empowerment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, what was your spiritual path like, getting here?
What do you mean?
Well, like what was the path that, like how has your spiritual path really gotten you to the place that you are here now? Like, is everything that you're working with based in spiritual principles?
Yeah, it is. So there was never a question for me of how do I integrate God into this or how do I merge spirituality and business. I was just a spiritual person starting a business. So it was never separate in my mind. And it was never like some kind of doubt. Like, I don't know how to do anything without God. Like, I don't know how to do anything without my belief system. So when I was starting a business, it was just this like energy of like, okay, God, I don't know what to do. And I'm very willing to do my part. And I'm going to do every single thing I know to do every single day. But I'm going to need you to fill in some gaps here. Like, I don't know. Like, I believe that God, angels, universe, whatever you want to call it, wants to help you. I believe that there's infinite intelligence out there wanting to help you, wanting to support you. And you have to ask, and then you have to like act, on your inspired guidance. And there's an element of like trusting that you will get to whatever you're going as long as you believe that you can get to wherever you're going. So I think I hold a vision. I stay a vibrational match of it becoming my reality. And so like spirituality is just all in and through it because spirituality is all in and through everything we do every day, even if we don't know it. And even if we're not talking about it as openly as I do. You know what I mean? Like we can't remove the spiritual part of our experience because it is all fucking spiritual.
For sure. And all energy, of course. And so like we love talking about vibrations and energy, and we love how you talk about it specifically around money. So I think it would be cool to hear if you think there's a difference between like the vibration of attracting money and then the vibration of holding it. Because I think
it's so fucking different. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's the same about it is feeling the feelings of already having a thing will still make you a match for it energetically and allow you to attract it. That's not going to change no matter what the thing is we're talking about. But I have seen many people focus on attracting. The money came in and they manifested an expense the very next day. And so, or they focused on paying off debt, and then the debt went right back up. All the things we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what it was I was earning, only focused on earning for a very long time. And I never really had any fucking money. But if I go back and look then, like it wasn't a priority. Like I wanted to buy a Chanel bag more than I wanted to pay off student loans. And I wanted to earn more than I wanted to save and la, 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 la. And there became a point in time where I decided to clear all my limiting beliefs around saving and what it meant to have money, just like I had to clear out my limiting beliefs around like earning. So like saving was yucky. It had all this like you're supposed to save and good people save and like the middle class white American like saving mentality thing. And it didn't feel good and I wasn't into it. And I remember rearranging it and being like, no, it's hot as fuck to have a fat bank account and I am on this shit. I am stacking the motherfucking paper. Let's go. And I just rearranged like how I thought about it, what I expected. And I felt the feelings every day of having 7 figures in the bank. Like it was my full-time job. And of course, first it was like, can I get 50 in here? Can I get 100 in here? But like I set the 7-figure goal and I hit the 7-figure goal. And it wasn't really all that different than when I decided to earn. I was just, energy follows thought, energy follows feeling, energy follows words, energy follows imagination. So I was just imagining, thinking, feeling, etc., what it would be like to have those numbers in the bank and what it would mean to have money. And because having money meant you can put a down payment on a house. Having money meant you can get approved for anything you want when you just share a screenshot of your bank account. Like having money kind of was a game changer if I was going to be a wealthy woman. So eventually it was required for me to play with all of that,
Yeah, absolutely. So I like that. I like the explanation of how it's different. And, speaking of, I know you said you were visualizing every day having a 7-figure bank account. So, what are some of the daily practices that you have every day that you use to really kind of keep that holding energy with you?
I don't really have any practice other than feeling the feeling. I don't visualizing doesn't do anything for me.
Uh-huh.
Like saying things doesn't elicit energy or emotion for me. It does for a lot of people. For me, like literally I was laying in bed this morning, first thing of the day, just feeling the feelings of people signing up for Money Mentality Makeover. So to me, words help me create feelings. So I'm thinking the thoughts in my head. I'm thinking the words that are like, holy fuck, she just signed up and she signed up and she signed up and she signed up and she signed up. So many fucking pay in fulls all day long. Everyone's signing up. And I'm thinking, like they're in, they're shifting, they're experiencing what they need. The dynamics of money are changing and rearranging in their life. So I'm feeling the feelings of their results. I'm feeling the feelings of their enrollments. And I'm just feeling it as it's happening. So that means I'm excited as though it's happening. I'm joyful as though it's happening. I'm celebrating as though it's happening. I'm just feeling it.
I love that. That's what really creates the momentum, really, is the feeling.
Right.
And it sounds like you're really good at that. I feel like that can be kind of hard.
I've practiced it a lot.
You practiced it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Yeah. Put a timer on your fucking phone and try to hold a feeling for 10 seconds. Just practice.
Yeah. I love that.
Tomorrow, hold it for 15. You'll get better. Just practice. But the thing is, and this is one of the things I teach in my course on money, is when you go to feel those feelings, that's when every limiting belief you haven't worked through will come up. So that's when it's impossible, you can't do it, who are you to do it, la, la, all of that comes up. And that's all the ideas we have the opportunity to shift and to see differently and to rearrange and to tell a new story about and all of that. But as you clear all of that stuff, and all of that stuff is not true, of course, it just gets easier just to go into the feeling because you fully believe you can have it. You just need to practice vibrating at it,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like setting your timer and trying.
That's a good idea.
Set a timer. Yeah, no big deal.
So easy. I love how you make everything so easy and practical too, but you are so connected energetically and spiritually. It's just I mean, everything's so holistic, of course, as we're humans, but I feel like, have you always kind of had this approach, or what? I guess a cool question that I think people would like to hear is if your approach changes year to year as you're like continuing to up level, or if you just kind of have the momentum and keep moving forward, or what it is that allows you to kind of keep upgrading and continuing to upgrade every month, year, however you want to think about it.
Yeah. So like in the money course, I say that I have a 9-step process for manifesting. And what kind of happened was I developed like this process like all those years ago. And then I just kind of noticed that I got faster and faster at the process, where the process stopped being an hour in my journal and started being 30 seconds in my mind. You know what I mean? So I don't think I have a different process for like identifying what I want, noticing the limiting beliefs, disproving them, and then feeling the feelings, thinking the thoughts, and vibrating with the thing. Like, I mean, essentially, I've been doing the same thing all along, but you get faster at it, you get more efficient at it, you get more confident at it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, to put it like, I don't know, bluntly, I think I'm just better at energy, which sounds so weird, but I'm better at energy. I can identify energy more quickly. I can hold energy more quickly. I can like see the energy under the limiting belief, or the energy, there's that whole saying that the energy by which you respond to something in is the energy that created the thing. So when something weird's happening in my life, I can go, how am I responding? What's the energy inside of that response? Okay, that's the energy that created it. And that's the energy that needs to shift. And it's all kind of like happening all the time as you're observing yourself move through life. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
But I'm not doing a lot of new shit. Like some years I might be into meditating, and some years I might be more into journaling, and some years I might want to take a bath every day. It doesn't matter what the thing is I'm doing. Am I observing my shit, and am I shifting, and am I vibrating at what I want, no matter what that means? Like that's what it ends up being,
I love that. Yeah. Like you're just basically using whatever tools you need to heal or to do that process.
Yeah, whatever
whenever
feels
it
good and
is.
whatever I want at the time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like whatever I actually want to be doing. There's been seasons where I could have told you that like yoga, meditation, or something was a really important part of the practice, and there could be a year where I forgot to meditate for a year. It's kind of irrelevant. You know what I mean? What's relevant is that you're aware of how you're vibrating and that you know how to shift your vibe.
Exactly.
The awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time. So, well, what about manifesting other things? Like I know that that you are manifesting like a relationship, and I am actually as well. So is it sort of the same process you're going through with the relationship? Or anything else,
I think it's essentially the same. I think what's felt different about the relationship is like, I was so much more unaware of my limiting ideas, my doubts, my fears. You know how I say, like, when you don't manifest the thing you want, you need to look at like why you didn't want it, why you didn't believe you could have it, or if you feared something bad would happen if you got it.
Yes.
Like all those 3 areas, I had a lot around love, like a lot. And they just kind of like pop up one by one. And they're like, oh, you don't really want a relationship. Or, oh, you really do think that you're going to get one and it's going to destroy your life and business. There was just like a lot. There was a lot there. And like truly being available for love was a lot different than me to truly being available for money. I got pretty clear a long, long time ago that nothing bad was going to happen to me for making more money, that it was going to be all good. I was going to use it well, and it was only going to positively affect my life and the lives of those around me. Like just clear. And with love, it just felt so much more convoluted and like, but what if this and what if that? And are we sure about this? And I guess the process, like present day, after like moving through a lot, it feels like, of course, I'm going to get everything I want. And of course, for as big of a vision as I'm holding for my relationship, of course, like when you're manifesting and the thing you want isn't that different from your reality, it kind of trickles in like typically pretty fast. And when the thing you're holding a vision for is a lot different than your reality, it feels like the universe has to change and rearrange and move things around a little bit longer to make it into your life.
Yep.
it's felt like the love thing a lot had to move. You know what I mean? But for as big of a vision as I'm holding, it shouldn't be shocking that a lot has moved. A lot has, a lot has moved in my schedule. A lot has moved in how I do life. A lot has moved in how I perceive, but just like lots have moved. A lot of room has been made. And I would have told you that none of that was necessary like 2 years ago. I'd have been like, what? I have plenty of time and space for a man. But like, it wasn't very true, So I don't know. I just like we're in process. You hold the vision, you feel the feelings, and you let the things unravel, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you and to see who it is that rolls into your reality and drops in here soon.
I know, it's going to be shocking. We're going to be like, oh, right, this makes sense. But I didn't see this coming.
He's going to be badass.
He's going to have to be, because I'm living a pretty incredible life on my own.
You are, yes.
Awesome. So what are you kind of excited for coming up for like yourself and just kind of women and men too, just community? I feel like, there's been so much changing and growing just on the planet and with communities and your communities. So I think it'd be cool to hear kind of like your vision and what you're excited about moving forward.
Just expansion, it just feels like it just every year gets fucking easier and grander and more amazing. I wouldn't say easy, like being a human being is hard sometimes. I just mean easier in my ability to like continue to grow my audience and continue to like grow my company. So it feels like being influential is a big part of what I'm expanding into right now in this year, like from just I need a big enough audience, to get my content to enough people to like hit income goals and live a great life and know I'm like making a difference, to like, no, we need millions in the audience. So like watching and feeling the influence grow feels really important right now. Doing a little bit more like mainstream things. Like I think the mainstream world is more open and ready for the spiritual conversations than ever before. So like I have some like sponsorships coming up. I have a show creator like pitching me to networks, and we'll see how that goes. Like I don't know, like anything else I intend to do it in my way and in my time. I just see like the breadth of how I'm able to impact people just going far and wide,
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love that you're expanding out with the audience. And really, I do think the world needs to have more of this understanding and this perception that money is easy. It's great. It's your friend. It's not, if there's enough, it wants to work with you. There's enough for everyone. You can have everything you want. And so can all your friends.
Yeah. You're not taking away from someone else because you get paid.
Right. No. So especially, in the spiritual communities too, really like, I think there's still a limiting belief where people feel that, you shouldn't be paid for your work because it's spiritual. And we don't hold that belief, but there's definitely some people out there I still see that hold it. And I think people are coming along faster and faster to expanding. And I think it's cool. And I noticed that your audience is growing a lot, and I'm happy for you and I'm excited.
Thank you. I mean, we have to be the supported ones. Like, okay, do we want the Donald Trumps of the world to have the money or power, or do we need to redistribute it the best we can so people like us are, exercising power and choice with our dollar? Like, how we spend, where we spend, what we donate to, what we support matters and affects things. You know what I mean? And like the power of money is a real thing. So of course, I want the people who are spiritually minded, who are good-hearted, to have and receive more of that. And like what I've noticed time and time again is it's not that someone has less because they pay or invest or into someone else's like spiritual work. Like we have to know and believe that if someone pays us for our gifts and our work, they get what they paid times 10. Like that has to be the dynamic, that the exchange is always even and then some. And these exchanges get to be win-win exchanges. like people, since, the money course, Money Mentality Makeover is open for enrollment right now, I'm all day long hearing from people like, I already made my money back. Like I received this or that or the other in the first day, but I set that expectation in the process of enrolling of the course, like enroll intentionally, enroll on purpose, decide what enrolling means to you. But like, aside from that, like it's not your responsibility what someone does with your work once they pay you. It's just your job to give your best work. But also know that everyone gets to fucking win. Why are we believing people are losing by paying for something they wanted?
Absolutely.
When you say it out loud, it sounds crazy. It's like, what? They wanted it. They're not losing anything.
Am I mad at the restaurant for feeding me lunch today? Like, no, I wanted it. I bought it. Like, I didn't lose because they fed me.
Right? So true. Yeah. And I feel like, especially with investing in ourselves, it's so important and it does give us so much more back. So it's just about having that exchange happening all of the time. And yeah, I mean, we took your course last year and we've absolutely, just up-leveled in massive ways around money since then. And so, yeah, we've made so much more back, but I think it's just about like trusting and knowing that will happen when you invest in these things, and trust what you're being called to and who you're being called to, and just follow that,
Right. Always. Yeah. Totally. Because it means something, like the course or the book or the coach or the program or whatever that you can't get out of your mind. Like it fucking means something. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
Like trust the guidance. Yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah. All right, love. Well, this has all been so incredible. Thank you for everything you shared.
Of course, it was so fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we just have two quick last questions that we always ask. Cool. So the first one is, what is your favorite way right now to elevate yourself?
Well, other than the answer I already gave of like, thinking thoughts, feeling the feelings, and literally like raising my vibe with, thoughts, words, and feelings, I would say I've been like going through a really great season of like leaning back into receptivity. So for me, that looks like this like it's like such an energetic thing, of course, but like it feels like leaning back on my couch, turning my palms upward, and just like being in this vibe of like, I'm receiving all good things. Like it's all coming to me. Because I am a hard worker and I will do my part and I will take all my actions. And those are all great qualities. I'm not trying to lose those qualities. But it's been so nice to just practice receiving money and everything else through the absolute like highest vibe of deepest vibe of ease that I can like conjure up in my energy. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been something we've been feeling on our end too. In the last few months of just kind of, it's in a way slowing down, but you're not slowing down. You're being in more of a receptive mode.
Yeah.
Of letting
like
everything,
the best thing ever.
Right?
Yeah.
Just let everything come to you. And it's easier and like things blow up that way too.
It's so much easier.
Yeah,
it's so
right?
much easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think when we hold the feeling of like, they're signing up, I'm getting paid, and there's a lot of franticness in it, then we tend to like manifest it through a frantic energy. We'll be in a frantic energy when we receive it. But if we like practice it from the receptive energy, we tend to like find ourselves in a receptive, easy energy when we receive it. And that's so much better.
It feels so much better.
Yes. Yeah. So much more enjoyable.
Yes. Which is what it's all about. So,
and it's all fucking available, so like choose how you want to do it.
Exactly.
Grab it. Okay.
Yeah. And the last question we have is, so if the whole world was listening to you and you had one message to give, what would that be?
Oh, but you're enough, but your heart was always fucking right. Like the things you desire to do and long to do and wish you could do, those were always the things you were supposed to do and you were meant to do. And like, we were just talked out of it. We were just convinced that it was hard and impossible. And like, those desires are still the fucking perfect guidance. And it's never too late to start following them. I abandoned a career path and an educational path and like a life that made a lot of sense for the desires of my heart. And I mean, it fucking worked. I want that for everyone. It fucking works.
I love it. Wow.
Such a good message. Yeah. Awesome, Amanda. And
Thank
then
you.
Where can everybody find you if they're not following you?
I'm XO Amanda Frances, FRANCES, on all the social medias, on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of them. My Insta story all day long. So come watch my Insta story. And then my website is amandafrances.com. And there's tons of free resources on that page. All kinds of good shit.
Okay. I love it. Thank you so much, Amanda. Yeah. This is fun. It's nice to talk to you as well.
It was so lovely to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
So good. We hope you guys loved that episode as much as we did. We love bringing on experts, in different categories of our lifestyle and things that we love talking about to you guys. And it's so great to hear Amanda's perspective and just everything she's doing.
Yeah, we love her expansive energy. And, it was an inspiring conversation for us. So we know it probably was for you too. So if there was a favorite part, again, screenshot and share with us and tag us at Elevate the Globe. And we can't wait to see what you guys are feeling.
It's time for Lobby Talk.
And we are back in the lobby.
Lobby talking
about all the good stuff.
Hell yes.
And we have a few fun things going on. And we wanted to share a little bit about, how they kind of manifested it, especially one in particular.
Yes. So we have been doing retreats now. You guys know we did a Bali retreat in November, which was fabulous.
It was in December.
Oh, it was? Oh, geez.
Hey,
I don't even know what month it is.
It doesn't know. It was early December, so I can see what you were confused.
Well, I think it's because I went to Bali
in November
15th.
Well, maybe it was
December
November
15th.
Was it? I don't know. It doesn't matter, guys. Anyway,
so we did our Bali retreat at the end of last year. Back in the old days. And it was fabulous. It was miraculous. It was amazing connecting in person and just facilitating the whole thing, all of the energy.
And if you guys want to see a little bit of some highlights, you can go to our Instagram and our Instagram TV, and we uploaded a highlight reel of some people's experience, the retreat guest experience. So you can check that out.
Yes. So that was something we had been manifesting for a while and had been planning. And so after we did that, we got really excited about retreats and really taking this online community offline more and more, because connection in person is so beautiful and so necessary. And we want to do both. We know the power of both. And so we wanted to offer more experiences for you guys to practice with us and come together. So some more retreats started a brewing.
They did. And we decided on Joshua Tree because, we wanted to have one that's a little bit more local. And it's, Bali is a destination, if you will. It takes 24 hours to get there, if not a little bit more. And so we wanted to have something a little bit more local that could be just a longer weekend retreat that would be fun for friends to kind of gather and come together and really just kind of pop down and have fun. And so Joshua Tree was born. We actually went out there a couple weeks ago and looked at the Joshua Tree Institute for Mental Physics. It's the Mental Physics Center, yes. And we were looking at a couple other places, but this one really just felt really good. There's 18 vortices on the property. If you don't know about Joshua Tree, there's a lot of energy vortices out there. There's so much going on. It's a great place for manifestation. And it just really felt good. And so we went out there and it just seemed to be like the place that worked out.
Yeah, we were, deciding whether we wanted to do a smaller, more luxury retreat like Bali, or if we wanted to kind of do more of a fun, shabby chic camp out and
camp out win.
Camp out one. So yeah, we're excited to do this. And so yeah, we decided on that Joshua Tree Retreat Center, some call it, or the Institute for Mental Physics. But it's a beautiful property, like Tara said, and it's going to be so fun. We really decided as it all started coming together to make it a camp out and to make it over a long weekend. So it's May 16th to the 19th.
Yeah.
It's the weekend after Mother's Day. But the funny part of this whole manifestation coming together is initially we were going to do it on Mother's Day weekend, which we didn't realize was Mother's Day.
No. And we kind of knew it was not the right day, even without knowing. We're like, this doesn't feel correct.
Yeah, like we were a little hesitant on actually pulling the trigger and booking it. And so we were like, what's going on? This feels a little bit funny. We're not sure. Then looked it up and found out it was on Mother's Day. So we're like, oh, no, that's not going to work.
And you guys know how we follow the astrology for everything. And we like to plan everything around astrological events and when things are going to feel the best for the kind of thing we're creating.
Yes.
So we actually got a little trigger happy and didn't fully integrate that piece of it. And then it did it for us.
The universe did it for us. So we basically decided on the next weekend. We're like, okay, let's just push it back a weekend. And then I was in the bath and I was just, doing my self-care ritual bath, doing my thing. And I thought, oh my God, what if we did this camp out on a full moon? And I'm like, oh, that would be rad. And so I looked up the full moons and it happened that it was on the Saturday that we were thinking of booking. We hadn't pulled the trigger yet. We hadn't done anything yet, but the discussion was, why don't we do it this weekend? And we were kind of mulling it over. So I was like, holy shit, you guys, it's the full moon. We need to do a sacred full moon camp out. That's what this whole thing is going to be. And then we started looking at all the energy of the full moon and it just all literally flowed through.
Right. And we used our intuition to kind of know that it felt right. May was correct. And we were guided to the actual date and when it needed to be. And it's cool. It's actually not necessarily a traditional camp out, if you will. You're not actually camping in tents, but we're in cottages and little apartments that on a property that Frank Lloyd Wright designed. And it's a little bit more of, simple. It's simple accommodations. And so it's called the camp out because it's simple.
Yeah. It's not like, luxury beds or anything. It's more like you're having a sleepover with your friends on, out in the wilderness in these cottages under the stars. And we're just kind of going with the energy there. And we're just all gathering. We're going to really be tapping into this beautiful full moon energy. We're going to be doing a lot of Kundalini yoga and meditation. We are really going to be doing workshops and playing with silence and really doing a ceremony for the full moon on this power day. You guys, the new moon and the full moon and the third day of the moon, the 11th day, these are power days every month that we can really harness this energy and align with it so that our pathway forward is more high vibrational. So our manifestations and everything are activated at a higher level. Yeah. So we're coming together and doing this all together is going to just be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotional energy around this particular full moon because the full moon will be in Scorpio. So it's going to be a deep full moon. The sun will be in Taurus, very grounding. So we're really going to merge with the moon and the earth at the same time. We're really going to merge into our emotional body and merge with the earth and really, create some really big change within ourselves. And it's going to be so beautiful.
Yes.
And think we're going to be dressing up for the moon ceremony. And it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. And Britt and I, it hit us in the car. We were going, do you remember when we used to host full moon events in your backyard? And we started laughing because that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's, we always saw bigger events like this around the full moon, but we didn't realize what it was going to be yet. And it just showed up recently. So
Yay.
that's pretty cool.
So cool. So yeah, I mean, everybody's welcome. Men are welcome too. We really want a lot more of the men to come in these retreats and in these events. So men are welcome. You can check out our page to see, the different accommodations. We actually have an early bird price till the end of February. So if you know you're coming, get in and save a little bit of money and do that option. And, this is going to be everything included once you get there. So it's Thursday through Sunday. 3 plant-based, amazing meals every day. We have a beautiful private chef coming in to do all the meals, all the yoga, all of the activities that we're doing, and the accommodations. So it's all included. You just show up and really receive.
And we know that it would be, we know a lot of people are talking in the community about having like groups of friends coming, which is pretty cool. It's like something to do with your girlfriends or, your whole group of friends, your guy friends, your girlfriends, and really just come celebrate the moon and celebrate yourself on this land that's really powerful.
Hell yeah.
Under a power day, under a power moon. Like, come on, this is great.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. So anyway,
so fun.
And we also have coming up our 21-day challenge.
Yes, 21-day Elevate Higher Challenge is starting in March. And we're so excited to go through that with you guys. It's just so cool for us to connect more, share more, really pass on these teachings in a deeper way. So that's what this is doing. If you guys have done our 5-day Raise Your Vibration Challenge, this is really an extension of that, but going really deep with it all. And so no matter where you are on your spiritual journey, this is really going to be something that can allow you to put focus and energy into anything in your life that you're wanting to elevate, and really all areas of your life we go into. So we are so excited for that coming soon, and we love to let you guys know about all the new happenings first here on the podcast. So wanted to make sure you know, and it's an actual physical workbook. So this is the first time we've created this, and this has really been birthing out of us and manifesting for a while. So you'll be able to purchase it on Amazon or just get a digital version and go through it with us. And for this first time, we're going to be hopping on live every day and connecting more and more. So it's going to be a party. So stay tuned for the link to get in on that. And we'll put the link for Joshua Tree and for that when it's ready in the show notes. And come join us and come get together more.
Yeah. So with that, you guys, we love you, and may the pure light within you guide your way on.
Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.